Hump day. Also Wednesday, but yeah, happy hump day. Um, this is my first time doing a vertical live stream, so um, nobody's here yet, but in case anyone rewatches this, this is my first time doing this. So I'm going to do this the best I can. There we go. So I'm using my wife's phone. That way I can reply to some of the comments if you guys kind of come and go. But this vertical live stream is a little weird. But this is my first time doing it. I'm doing my round of fish feeding. So, hey Empire, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day. I'm going around my entire fish room and doing a fish feeding. And I'm gonna show everyone throughout the video or throughout the live stream what all I feed my fish. So I'm gonna do this the best I can. Hopefully it all works out. But anyways, let me oh, driving to work. Okay. Well, you get to listen in. I hope you're driving safe. Keep your eyes on the road. We don't want any accidents. Hopefully this will all work out when I switch my camera over. Let me try to show you guys what I feed. And for anyone who is just listening in, what I feed my peacock and hat tank is I have a mixture here of 3 bags of North Fin. I got North Fin, it's just a cichlid bag, it's just general cichlids, a North Fin veggie, and a Crow Pro. And then I do a little bit of extreme along with New Life Spectrum. So it's quite the mixture. But you know, I don't put a whole lot in, like I don't put a ton, but it's just a nice mixture. And I feel like since I've switched to North Fin and since I've done this mixture, like the fish are more calm, they're more satisfied, they're not acting like they're starving, and they all get along. So hey Red Laser, be careful driving, have a good day. But yeah, so I just want to show you guys everything that I do. So what I do here with these guys is I'll actually use this little cup here, or sorry, the top cap of my Crow Flakes, and I'll just put just a little few taps for the Crow Flakes. Just put a pinch of New Life Spectrum here. Just a little pinch of each one. Here's some krill. I don't know why, but I really like the smell of North Fin. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys have North Fin, if you guys like the smell of these bags too. Or if there's a certain fish food that you guys like the smell of. Maybe I'm just weird, I don't know. But yeah, that's basically it. Just a small pinch of each one. I like a variety. And I think it's healthy for the fish, personally. So this is what I got here. Red says North Fin Krill Gold for Chorus. Yeah, that's, I don't know, I have no complaints here. I think it works. So here's what I have here. It's just a little mixture. Yeah. Yeah, Dixon, I really like the mixture of Northfin. I like I said, I really enjoy um I guess the reactions of fish since I've switched to Northfin. Um so it's just it's been better for him. When I switched over to Northfin, certain ones, including I call this one, I don't know, let me see if you guys can see, OGOB. I'll look into this here too. Just let me borrow here from the stand. Um, OGOB right there. He's kind of like the, ooh. He's the one that was kind of picky when I just switched to Northfin, but then took a couple days for him to get used to, because he likes the new Life Spectrum and got hooked on that, and that's all that he wanted. So that's why I switched, or that's why I included the new Life Spectrum with the Northfin, and then once after a couple days went by, he eventually started eating everything. So this tank is due for a little bit of cleaning, but we will get to that later today. So here's tank number 1 of my normal routine. um, hey fish fam, hope all is well. All right, so we are done with tank number 1. This is different. I hope you guys don't mind me doing vertical live stream. We're going to go to my community tank next. This is interesting because I'm I'm carrying 2 phones because the chat like appears and then kind of disappears. So to my next tank, my wife and daughter are kind of in the background, but so far so good. We don't hear any complaints from. My daughter likes to be very involved with the fish stuff, which is fine. You know, I have no complaints about that. But here is my 46-gallon bow front. This is the one tank that I would like to get a more mixture of food for. Because the only thing I've been using since I first started this tank long time ago is I've just been using this aquarium and tropical flakes, just something that you can, like a general fish food. So I feel like I should be a little bit more variety with this tank. This is the only one that I don't do that with as far as my upstairs tanks go. Downstairs is a little different, but I use this because I have a pleco in there and some cories. So I've been using this API bottom feeder pellets. Huh. Yeah, I don't know Dixon Designs. I don't know like how that works as far as YouTube goes. Maybe they did change their settings. I'm not sure. We'll have to look into that. Maybe we can help each other out. This tank has mollies, rummy nose, one albino pleco, and there's cories in here. Oh yeah, and rasbora. Sorry. Oh, and there's a couple. There's a fancy tail zebra danio, and then one regular zebra danio. Um, I had a bunch of them in there, but for some reason, a few of them didn't last very long. So these are just kind of like the lone survivors of the group, I guess you could say. So here's the just the API, and then I have the bottom feeder here, and I just kind of try to put this kind of by this log in the back. In the mornings, Pleco seems to like to go by that log, and I'll just kind of sprinkle a couple here and there. for the cory cats to get. Some of the fish will try to nibble a little bit on the giant pellets on the bottom feeder food. But that's okay. So this is just for everyone who's watching and listening in. This is my first time doing an up and down live stream, and I'm just doing it strictly through YouTube with my phone, and then I'm using my wife's phone to kind of interact with that to make sure that I don't miss anything. And I'm using a stand to hold my phone whenever I'm walking around. So this is tank number 2. My whole plan is eventually, I want to move this tank, or I shouldn't say move this tank, I want to make this tank into a fully planted tank. I gotta do more research personally, because there's a lot of information out there that I feel like I need to be a little bit more knowledgeable on it. Because I've never done a planted tank, and I know there's a lot out there, and it seems to be all the rage right now that people love to do planted tanks, and I just personally have gotten into them, and I just need to do my research. I've looked up some different plans and stuff. I'm not sure if I just might keep the gravel in there, or if I add dirt over top of the gravel. I think I've seen it done both ways. I have seen it done both ways, where people just use the gravel. But I just got to do more research. I got to look into certain types of plants. I watched KG Tropical's video. I think it was like a couple months ago they released one, and it was really informative because it was all about beginner plants for people who are just starting out. So it was really informative. I wrote down some of those, and it helps. So yeah, that's kind of where I stand at that point. But we'll see. So I'm going to switch over now to my third tank upstairs and final one up here before we go down to the fish room. This is my Aqua Decor 125 gallon Frontosa and Blue Dolphin. So this is what it looks like now. It's still looking really good. I'm still really happy with it. I'm really glad I got the Aqua Decor background. It is kind of pricey, but in my opinion, I feel like it was well worth it. Oh, I was going to show you guys the food I use. So I do use these 2 bags as well, the krill and cichlid North Fin food. But I also use, for these guys, I use bug bites because Frontosa, they need a more higher protein diet, and I know that bug bites was, from the information I looked up, was pretty useful. And I also throw in a few of these tetraciclid flakes. So a nice mixture again with these guys. If you guys know Ben Ochark's channel, he actually, I got to know him because he came by into Cleveland not too long ago. And I actually met him in person, which was awesome. I mean, he's a great guy in person. He did a presentation up near Cleveland, and he actually supplied me with these small samples, and that's why I started using Northfin as well. I mean, I started using it, but not as avidly as I do now, and since my fish response has been phenomenal, so that's why I bought more bags. And he gave me these coasters when I went to his presentation in Cleveland. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the food that I use. I'm gonna move the camera around here and show you my little combination. Just like before, you know, just a little pinch of everything. You know, you never want to overfeed your fish. When I picked this hobby back up, I started with community fish, and then I moved on to Mbunas, and I had made the mistake of overfeeding a little bit, and then that's where Malawi bloat comes in, and I had that happen to a couple fish, and actually saved. I did not save one, but shockingly enough, I was able to save another one in my history of bloat. So that was kind of cool. I mean, I know bloat's very challenging to have them heal up from. So yeah. Here's my mixture of North Fin, Cheddar Flakes, and my bug bites. For all you guys who are listening in, I hope you're still with me. But if you got to go to work, then do your thing. Maybe you can watch a little bit of the replay later on whenever you guys get home from work. But yeah, I'm just going to point the camera towards the center of the tank because that's where I feed them. I have let's see, let me take you off here for a second. I have a wave maker on one side, and then on this side is the return of my FX6, if you guys can see that. So that's what I filter with this tank. They're all kind of skittish because this isn't their normal routine of me doing a live stream. So with me moving around, they're kind of like, they're a little skittish, I feel. I mean, in the basin it might work a little differently. Thanks, Fish Fam. I'm actually, for all you guys who are listening in, I'm going to be going live this evening with Mexicali. So I have the honor and privilege of being involved with his live stream, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. It'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern time for me. So, well, I'm on East Coast, so that's why. I've had pretty good luck with this mixture of food. I like actually sitting here and watching this tank for several minutes. Now, if you guys are watching now, I would say the Frontosa are probably like the biggest one here. There's 7 of them total in here. I would think that he's probably, if I had to make an estimate, maybe 5 inches long. You know, they're slow growers. My blue dolphins are probably about 5 inches long too. And I got these Frontosa at relatively different times. I got 4 of them at one point, and I got a few more later on. And I do have 1 blue MOBA Frontosa in there, and the rest are just your regular, I guess you're just regular store-bought Frontosa. I know they have different names for different types, like your 7-stripe Frontosa, 6-stripe, your scientific names, and if you want to be technical. This one is actually the blue MOBA Frontosa, one where it looks like there's like 1 vertical stripe, or 1 horizontal stripe, sorry. 1 horizontal stripe along with like a couple others on top and bottom, but the rest were bought separate. So yeah, I just like sitting in front of this tank because I know that Frontosa, it takes a while for them to get to know their owners. So I feel like the more that I hang out in front of this tank whenever I feed them, the better off they'll be. But I've really grown to like the aqua decor background. It's really not hard to clean. Water change is a breeze in this tank. I gotta do that today too. But yeah, everyone's been really healthy in this tank. Knock on wood. I've had it running for a few months now. I got videos on how I started this tank, so it's been pretty cool. Everyone's been happy and healthy, so I can't complain there. All right, so we are done. Dixon's, that would be if you're Mountain Standard Time, 6 p.m. So yeah, a couple hours behind. So 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, so if you guys want to join in on the fun, um, then that would be awesome. We're gonna try to do a simulcast, I think is what he called it. CS House of Fish Keeping. I watch them on Sundays, and don't mind the washer and dryer. I just walked by the laundry room, so I'm gonna go in the fish room now. They do a live stream together, so I'm hoping it works out with the StreamYard. So I will flip the camera around. This is what I normally do. So here's the door. Open the door. Here's all the tank lights that come on. So everything is on. And then I also have this button here that turns the house lights on. So there's that one. And then, you know, I have your house lights. You got your one there, you one there, and you one there. Whenever I hit that button, it just turns the house lights on and off, which is kind of cool. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that way personally because whenever I just left the tank lights on and didn't have any house lights, especially with the smaller tanks like the 10s and 20s, there was a lot of algae growth, like green algae on the glass. And it was just too much lighting for what I had on the tanks, and I didn't want to leave them on for 6 to 8 hours a day and just having to keep scrubbing off the algae. And the house lights provide a decent amount of lighting, so that way the fish still have that like day and night schedule routine. So yeah, my wife, whenever I'm working, she does things a little differently than me, but they all still get fed. It's my crazy dragon blood cage. I'm really loving the dragon blood cage, just because of how much they follow you around, because they're hungry, obviously, but it's just the fact that even when they're not hungry, they just want food. But regardless, it's just fun to walk around this tank. Whenever I've gone on live streams, I've kind of shown that. So it's pretty cool. Here's my cart. It's literally just a Lowe's cart. And this has all my stuff I need. But I'll kind of show you guys my routine of how and the order I do things in. So here's what I do first. Here's my molly tank. I feed these guys the same stuff that I feed upstairs. Like I said, I would like to get into more of a variety. Yeah, Dixon's. That's, babies out the wazoo. This is my fish room, So yeah, it's pretty crazy. At certain points of my live stream here, you guys will just have to bear with me. I hope you're still listening and watching in. Just because, like I said earlier, I'm just kind of working through trying to keep up with the chat that does come in with my wife's phone and using my phone for the camera. So anyways, back to the mollies. I still feed them this, the Aqueon Tropical Flakes. I'm going to be moving some of these mollies into my upstairs 46-gallon bow front. Because there's only a few in there, and the one just keeps picking on the other, and the one's getting tired of it. So I feel like if I add a few more of these guys into that, I'm hoping that'll help alleviate some of that. I think I want to get some platies for that upstairs tank too, a few extra community fish. I just haven't done it yet because I've been so involved with getting things done down here and making things work. I'm going to borrow you again. Mollies are known to make plenty of babies. I don't see too many down here in the rocks. Sometimes you can find some in here, but it seems like a lot of them are starting to grow out. Like you might see one there in the back. I mean, it's amazing how none of the bigger mollies are actually eating the smaller ones, as little as they are. Sorry guys, I gotta turn off the dehumidifier. Sorry about that. I meant to do that when I first came in. But yeah, I'm just really surprised at like how small some of these smaller mollies are, and the bigger ones don't even seem to bother them too much. It's crazy. But these mollies are just a fun fish. I mean, they're a great starter fish. They're easy to take care of. My next set, these are fish that are in quarantine 30 days. I got these guys. I've been keep meaning to come out with a video for this. This is my 29 gallon. Oh, the molly uses a 29 gallon tank too, but these guys are my first experience buying fish online. The only one that's not online is the yellow lab. He got injured in my Mbuna tank, so I had to put him in quarantine, and I decided he was by himself, or excuse me, she was by herself in this tank for a while, and then she healed up, and then when she healed up, I bought these fish off of, oh shoot, you guys would know. I'm drawing a blank here. I'll tell you guys here in a second. I don't know why I can't remember the name of the company I bought them from. Guys, help me in the chat. All the popular place to buy fish online. If you guys are listening in, I wonder if I could go to my gallery on my phone. Why I can't remember the name of it. I'd literally have to like go upstairs and remember. I can see the logo in my head. It's not coming to me. Anyways, these are the ones I bought online, first time, and I give just like in Buna's, you're supposed to have a veggie diet. So I give them North Fin veggie. Just enough for them. And I haven't had any issues. And I think I'm actually close to my 30-day quarantine. I think I'm like maybe 23 or 24 days. But I wonder if I could go into my gallery while I'm live, and because I think I have the name of the company. I cannot think of the company. This is driving me nuts. Tip of the tongue. And I could tell you the names of all the fish. They're extremely active. They're staying colored up, so that's always a plus. And I put a wave maker in here too, just to help out with the chasing a little bit. But I'm gonna actually move that wave maker over to the other Mbuna tank. So here's my next set routine right here. The top one is my yellow lab and ACI yellowtail. Plenty of babies in here too, but they're growing out nicely. I haven't had any deaths in this at all. With the Kenai and the Eratus, I had a little bit more so the Kenai because they're known to be aggressive. But with this tank, I never have any issues, which is great. So this is where I've been feeding these guys the tetraciclid flakes, and I've been using all my fry, besides the smaller, like the brand new fry, I'll use like the powder. But as far as fish that are growing out, I've been using this brand and these type of flakes since I've been doing the whole fry project down here in the fish basement, in the fish room. And I haven't had any issues, and they all love it. I mean, you'll see in the dragon blood cage too, and even in this one, like, all I do is crush this up and I feed it to just about every one of these tanks. And also, what makes it really easy too in using this is whenever I'm working day shift, or I guess whenever I'm working anyways, it makes it a lot easier for my wife and my daughter around. She's almost 2. It just makes it so much easier to just use the flake food. Because if I start mixing stuff and making things confusing or doing stuff like that, it just makes it more difficult. I mean, hats off to my wife for taking care of everything when I'm gone. But these guys down here are lithobates. It don't look like it right now, but that's just because they don't get their color in until they get a little older. But like I said, this is going to sound redundant, but I feed them flake food just like everybody else. And it's, if you guys, I suggest anything, that's fine. And what you guys use for your smaller fry, but this is just what works, and it's easier for my wife to do, to keep with one food for the most part. And it makes it easier to feed whenever my daughter's around. So these are red Apaches down here. Same routine, flake food. The next tank I have here is going to be ACI Yellowtail only. This is from a second batch that I had, and I haven't had one since. And I think these guys are, I want to say, at least a few months old. I have the dates set on my app of when they were all done, when they were all born, I guess I should say. The next tank up top here, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get this all the way up there for you guys to see with my stand. We'll see what I can do here. These are, yeah, I guess I could. I'm surprised the stand went up this high. But these 2 yellowtail, that's a male on the left and the right is a female. These 2 actually got beat up pretty well. So I had to quarantine them because she was okay, but she was just after having babies, and she was kind of beat up because she was frail and she was still inside the main tank. So I wanted to make sure to take her out for 30 days, have her heal up a little bit, and then try to feed her. I have been giving these 2 the veggie pellets, Northfin. So I had to save her from getting destroyed. And then in the process, I don't know if it just had to deal with aggression in the Mbuna tank, and I'm sure that's the case, but I feel like there was some discrepancy between the males at the time. So he got injured in the process. But they're doing good. He healed up nicely, and she's looking a lot better. And I believe they're about 20-something days in, give or take, of being in here, and they're healing up nicely. So I'm hoping, my whole plan is whenever I move, I'll take you guys here with me again. Whenever I move these guys in from quarantine, I'm planning to redecorate my Mbuna tank that you'll see here in a minute. I'm going to add those guys along with these, redecorate the entire tank, and then throw everyone into the mix. So that way there's no territory discrepancies. I'm going to back up in here. These are, well, I guess the top tank here is more red Apache, kind of like the bottom right. These are all 20 longs. These are OBs, OB peacocks. It's kind of neat because you can kind of see the slight color variation starting to show up a little bit. I would say that some of the bigger ones are probably maybe an inch and a half long. And here on the bottom are lemon jakes. You can kind of see a little bit of color variation. I feel like they're a little less noticeable than the OBs. But yeah. let me check chat here and feed these 3 tanks. And see what you guys are chatting about. So it looks like Red Laser will be on his computer soon. Oh, thanks, Red Laser. A lot to see. Yellowfish are the Lion's Cove Libidochromis. Yep. I said that right, I believe. Did I say the name wrong? Are you correcting me? Or are you just saying those are the Lion's Cove? I think I did say it because it's ACI Yellowtail and Yellow Labs. So if I did say it wrong, that's fine. And if you're correcting me, that's fine too. But I'm almost positive I said Yellow Labs. I mean, that's a pretty common name, you know, that's hard to mess up. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and feed these 3. Same flakes, same stuff I've been using. Never too much, but not too little. And like I said, I've been using these flakes since beginning of time on the, okay, cool. I like I said, I was almost positive I said Yellow Labs. But they're all eating and they're all doing good. The background on these tanks, they're from a table cover, like just a plastic thin table cover. I did a video on that, a short 5-minute video on that, and I literally just cut it into squares and just taped it on the back. Easy as that. It's crazy. Because I didn't think of painting any of these backgrounds black until after they were all in and set up. And then I was just like, well, shoot, I should have painted all these black before I put them in. And then I had this extra table cover laying around. And I was like, hey, that'll be convenient. And it was. So I'll go over here to my dragon blood cage. One of my most favorite tanks at the moment. And it's just so simplistic, but at the same time, it's so neat. I feed these guys the same thing. And I'll go on both sides so that way everyone doesn't get so overcrowded. And they'll go over there too. Some of them will get annoyed and they'll go over there eventually. These guys aren't afraid of anything. Even with water changes, I really don't see these guys. They might move out of the way, but I really don't see these guys, get real skittish. Which is sweet. I think that's why I've enjoyed this tank so much, is because nothing really bothers them. All right, moving on. We're 38 minutes in. I'm trying to get this done in an hour. Here's all my 10s. They all have various fry in it, from Red Apache to... I'll zoom in here just real quick. Not zoom in, but I'll grab you here. And some more Red Apache up here. You know, they're really active. These are younger albino dragon bloods. I think they're about like a month old. I have a few other ones in here. They are actually electric blue Ali, and there's only 4 of them in here. And I had to put them in with the smallest fry tank, and that's what that darker one is here. It's an electric blue Ali. That one and 3 others that you'll see here, maybe, if you can catch them. There's another one, there's 2, 3. But yeah, you got, I think these are more, I'd have to go with my app. I think these are more Red Apache. And then you got, these albino dragon bloods are a little bit bigger. They're probably about a month and a half, 2 months older than the other ones. There's only about 10 or 12 of them in here. More OB peacocks. I want to say these guys are maybe 3 to 4 months old, as opposed to the 5 to 6 months old on the other ones, or on the other tank. More lemon jakes. I don't have a bottom for this tank just because I never got to it. And I just kind of left it that way, so I was okay with it, and everyone's been fine. You know, everyone's been living, surviving, no deaths, no aggression. So I just left it. I said, why bother with it if it's working fine? Um, oh my gosh. So upstairs in my peacock and hat tank, um, I'm probably going to end up removing this decoration in here. But this is a Nagara flametail. It's a peacock, and it developed Popeye. And in my experience, I've had a hard time with Popeye personally, but I'm putting him in quarantine, and he has a little dot on him too. So I was medicating him with ick. Um, so I might have to do a second treatment, but I wanted to try to heal the Popeye first. So I've been trying to focus more on that, and he's been fine. He's been eating. So he's starting to color up a little bit more than how he was upstairs, which is a plus. So I know this looks bad right now, but he's actually looking a lot better than what he used to because he actually had more white spots on him. And thankfully that tank's doing good, but it looks like he's doing a lot better because he had, like I said, more white spots, and his eye is starting to fade a little bit, but I feel like he's still got a lot of time left to heal up. More yellow labs. They're probably only a few months old. And then these are my smallest dragon blood fry. Lo and behold, more dragon blood. So I'm gonna go ahead and feed all these tanks, and you guys can kind of hang out for a little bit. I'll try to pan the camera out this way for you guys so you can see me do all these, but I thought I'd kind of give you guys a close-up of each tank before I feed them, so that way I don't have to, try to follow around at the same time. Bottom of the chat with Mike B. Welcome to the live stream. Says yellow labs were so much nicer back in the day. Vibrant yellow and black thin highlights. Yeah, I feel like some of that hybrid stuff that people seem to get into more now is, I feel like that kind of offsets the yellow lab because I personally like the brightness of it myself. So Dixon Designs, when you're talking about the dog breeders, are you saying that fish have a more chance of getting a disease if fish keepers that are into this, the hybrids, are they more prone to disease too, you think? Is that a thing? Because if so, I didn't know about it. I've just been breeding with just specifically OBs or specifically, I'll show you here my breeder tanks. Like, maybe I'm doing hybrid stuff. I don't know. I'm just putting one male in with 4 or 5 female, and so if I'm doing something that you guys know more than I do, let me know. Elishan, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I butchered it, I do apologize. My whole plan is, I want to, let me get to feeding these guys. I'm trying to keep this about an hour. My whole plan is to eventually start an LLC, and I want to start advertising for myself and try to sell them here. I put this basement together in a certain way that I can have people come to my house, and this is the whole reason to have it in the basement, is so people are just coming just to the fish room only, and they're not going within any parts of my house. It is like, because there's if you guys are still watching, that door on the other side locks, and this door locks. There's a bathroom here, but other than that, that's it. So if I do that, if I go that route, which is my original plan, which I'm going to hopefully stick to, is have them come down here, and I want to sell them here and start an LLC. That way, people are only coming into the fish room, I can sell them in here, and that's it. I'm going to throw in, for the Nagara Flametail, I've been throwing in a few of the North Fin pellets on the blank side. Yep, he's eating. He's still eating. That's a very good sign. And I'll put just a few flakes at the top for him, just to make sure he gets what he needs in case some of the pellets fall through the cracks within the rocks. But this is a good sign. FX2 for the 120. Bottom of the chat, I was thinking of getting an FX2 for my 55 gallon. I was debating that, either an FX2 or a Fluval 407. There's a 307 that's on another one that I'm using, but there's nothing in it but snails. But for Ambunas, I figure if I have a lot of them in there with the bio load and the waste load, I feel like one of those two canister filters would suffice for that. Sunday. So, bottom of the chat, like, what do you mean by Sunday? Does that mean that you're going to be going live, or is that something that, like, kind of, let me know what you mean by you can explain it all on Sunday. Oh, you have a sump too. That's cool. I haven't gotten into sumps yet. Will I ever? Maybe not. So it's not on my to-do list. There's nothing up top here. This is my, I guess you could call it the tank movement. You know, this is what I'm having saved specifically for grow out tank. So there's nothing in there. I'm thinking my first movement is probably going to be the OB peacocks, and I'm probably going to try to move into just this one here. These are Kenii. This is a tank that I've had, actually, I don't want to say quite a few deaths, but whenever I move these guys all into one, they're doing great. I haven't had any deaths in here in a while, but I just felt like I would come downstairs and once a week there'd be one sitting on the ground. And it came out to maybe numbers about maybe 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken, but it's been a long time since I've seen that, so I think they're all finally getting along and doing well, which is great. So let me feed these guys. See if I can get you guys a better angle too. Bottom of the chat, Sunday is just my usual day I stream, and maybe stream while I make breakfast. All right. The bottom of the chat, where are you? What time are you doing it in your time zone? And I will make sure to try and latch onto that live stream. I feed these guys the same flakes too. I know these are Ambuna. I think I want to try to find a veggie flake. And maybe I should bring some of the veggie pellets from upstairs too, because I think these guys are old enough to where I should start feeding these guys veggie instead of the tetraciclid flakes. Bottom of the chat, you're saying that the 407 for 55 would be great for it. Perfect, because that's kind of what I was aiming for, but I kind of wanted other people's opinions too. Oh, and here's another fish that's in quarantine as well, 30-day, because it just so happened whenever I put this one in quarantine, he's doing fine. I know he's kind of hiding right now, but I'm hoping he'll come out. This is a Walteri. Yeah, I can't believe I remembered that. This is a Walteri hap, and I'm going to be putting him in the hap breeding tank that you'll see here in a minute. I feed him the North Fin Premium, and sometimes I even throw in the extreme one. So we'll see if he comes out. I've never had a Walteri. They kind of have a interesting front to them, and that was kind of the reason why I got him. So he's going to go in our breeding tank because I had a male that was pretty aggressive, and beaten up the females. So I actually had to remove him and actually take him to a local fish store because it was just too much. So I'm gonna try this one out. Oh, there it comes out. If you guys get a chance to look up Walter Eye. Okay, so bottom of the chat, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for normal live. Okay, I will jot that down and I will look into it, and I'll be looking forward to your explanation, and I'll let you know when I come in. Roger, depths unknown. Okay. That's good to know. I appreciate that. Thank you. My last one here. This is a tank that I thought about selling these fish, and I might still do that. But I'm telling you what, this tank has gotten to be something that I've loved too, because these are golden doradas, and they're known to have a bad rap for being aggressive. But I haven't had any issues with this tank, and I think what's nice, and I've mentioned this in my videos too, that if you have these guys in a species-only tank, they do a lot better than trying to combine them with other mbunas. So that's why this is a species-only tank. I mean, look how crazy they go. Whenever I feed them, I mean, look how active these guys are. It is so fun to feed this tank because of how nuts they go after all this food. And I don't know if I can part ways with this tank because it's just so fun to watch. And what's really cool about this too is if everyone survives, the males turn into a dark purple to almost black, and the females stay the same yellow, black, and white color. So whenever I start seeing them change, I think that's what's going to be really neat to see. And as long as you keep them in a group like this, everything should be fine. The only other thing is, this is a 75-gallon tank, and there's probably some odd 30-plus fish in here. So with that being said, if I decide to keep this tank, I'm probably going to have to do a different filtration system. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Fish and things with Lando. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Empire of Dirt Aquatics, are you talking about, you say it's likely not to be updated until delivery. What are you talking about? Are you talking about ordering fish online? I was just curious. Oh, Elishan, if I'm hoping to pronounce that, Elishan, yeah, Autopharynx is a Walteri. I would have to double check that because I would have to go on my online order, because that was an online order too, and see exactly the name. But I believe you are correct, but I can double check that. But the Walteri I specifically got, it specifically said, I'm 100% sure that on their website it did say it was a hat. So, yeah. And it ends up to be this blue-silver color when it's full grown. Yeah, fish and things. I think it'll be fun. I've really enjoyed his live streams, and I was very honored for him to ask to be on his live stream. Oh, it's like sending fish. Okay, I get what you're saying, Empire. I'm trying to get through this here. I'm 54 minutes in, so these are my final two before my last Mbuna tank. Let me run you up down below here. It's a 40-gallon breeder. It's that OB that you see right here is the male with all the other females. I have a dragon blood who's been making babies like crazy, as you already know, a lemon jake, a red Apache, and an OB. So I feed these guys extreme peewee, cichlid peewee pellets, 1.5 millimeter, or 1.5, I guess millimeter, I guess. And I also give them between that and omega-1 cichlid pellets. I'm gonna have to buy some more extreme because I'm almost out. But that's what I feed both this one and the tank above it. So yeah, I'm gonna do these one at a time so that way you guys can see. And then the one up here, let me pick you guys back up. I hope you guys are okay with me doing this vertical live stream because I'm using a stand. This concrete down here is kind of a little uneven, but I have a lithobate here, a female lithobate, the Venusis, there's the electric blue Ali, and then that one is an insignious hat. I haven't seen him breed yet. Or the Venusis. I had kind of like I had a little bit of mixture with this one. But the only ones I've ever seen breed is that female one for some reason. So that's why, and it's been a couple times. So the insignious, I could be wrong. I think the insignious bred once. So once there's one 10-gallon that it might be an insignious. But I guess whenever this breeding process was happening a lot, I was trying to be precise on everything, but we'll see when they start growing up and coloring out. But one of the tanks in there might be the insignious hat because I believe that she was pregnant once. I say pregnant, holding once. So this is where my Walteri is going to go, is in this one here. Alishan, I've been using Northfin upstairs on my main display tanks and not in my fish room / breeding fish area. I use Northfin a lot for the stuff upstairs. If you're in after my upstairs tanks, that's what I used up there. And I might start bringing that down here too, but Extreme and omega-1 mixture has been working out really well down here. So I haven't switched it yet, but it's not a bad recommendation. I appreciate it. Any recommendation helps. Okay, so we have one more tank left to feed. I'm at 58 minutes. I'm not going to rush you guys, so don't worry. Hi. This last tank, it's going to be kind of. Oh, I'm sorry. I take that back. Let me show you. Here's a grow out tank here. There's nothing in it. But this is another grow out tank I'm going to use. I forgot about the fry tank. Let me switch around again. Second to last tank. So here's my my fry tank operation. There's no tumblers in here, there's no fry, but I just have these down here. I have these down here. I have another one too, it's just in another spot. And I have these air lines that whenever I have a holding female and I decide to strip her and add the eggs to the tumblers, all I gotta do is, connect the air lines and put them in the tank and wait for them to grow. And that's what I've done. Every one of these fish that's in here is what I've done. So these all been in tumblers before. Okay, Lishan. That's Northfin's a good food. I love Northfin. Since you missed the beginning, I was mentioning before that I met Ben Ochart, long story short, in Cleveland, and he gave me some samples, And I had bought one bag of Northfin, and then he gave me some samples and some coasters. And since then, the Frontosa and Peacock and Hat, I just been feeding them Northfin, and it's a very high quality food, and I really like it. So here's my last and final tank. Well, here's my snail situation that I'm going to figure out here soon. These are Malaysian trumpet snails, also known as the pest snails. These things just keep multiplying. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the local fish store, and I think I'm just going to gather them up and see if they take them. They're probably still going to grow. I'm probably still going to have them. But this is another display tank that I'm a little unsure how I'm going to set this one up as far as fish-wise go. That's an aqua decor background. It's got a Fluval 307, so that's why I was asking earlier. Oh shoot, I was asking about which filter to use, an FX2 or a Fluval 407. So I think I'm going to use that for my Mbuna tank over here. Let me turn these lights on. Okay, but that's an aqua decor background, and this one is not. But this is all real rock. It's nothing no rock is fake in there. So this is why I was asking about the FX2 or Fluva 407. This is the 10th I'm going to rearrange and add those ones that I bought online. I'm actually going to remove these guys, probably put them in here, rearrange this tank completely, because I have some extra rocks I like to put in there and stack up, like some Texas Holy Rock and stuff, because that's like coral rocks and stuff. And I'm just going to kind of shift things around a little bit, so that way when I put the new fish in there that I bought, I'm going to let them settle in for like a day or two, and then slowly add these guys back in, so that way I don't have any territory issues. But I got yellow labs, ACI yellowtail, one golden Neurotis that really tends to be the tank boss almost all the time, no matter what situation I'm in. But I'm actually going to be feeding these guys. I'll show you a wrap around here. I'm going to try to look at the chat here too while I'm at it. Assassin snails? Okay, that's good to know. Maybe I should get a... Well, how do the snails do with like cichlids though? Bottom of the chat. Am I intriguing you for African cichlids? So anyway, let me back up. Here's the doorway in here. Don't mind how it looks, because in my personal opinion, who cares how it looks? No one sees back here anyways. But here's my Python hose. There's a short that I came out with to where, here it goes all the way up here, through here, goes all the way out there, and up there, and it goes to my slop sink, which has a ton of water pressure to it. And I can adjust it accordingly to do water changes and stuff. And the other faucet that's in my bathroom doesn't have very good water pressure. So I thought that was pretty cool. But anyways, this is just the back end of what you saw a little bit ago. Here's the back end of my aqua decor, and then here's my Mbuna tank right here. So all I'm doing right here, I'm going to show you guys the front of the tank when I feed, is I'm just going to be feeding from up here, and hopefully they'll come out. And I won't see a whole lot of it until I come back around, but I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to be showing you guys from the front end, because it's more fun for you guys to see that way. These guys are very skittish. This has been a very challenging tank for me. But whenever I start feeding them, let's hope that they'll all come out and hang out with you guys while I'm feeding them. So let me see if I can get a good angle for you guys. Let me switch this around. Hi. I think it looks better if I do it this way. Let me bear with me, guys, here. I'm going to quickly adjust this stand here and then set you on, and then I'll head back. Hopefully this is a good angle for you guys. It looks pretty good vertical, um, shockingly enough. What do you think? I think this looks pretty good. Red Laser says North Fin tropical brand are my preferred foods. I'm not sure. I'm not sure you in the U.S. get tropical. Sarah for high spirulina food. Yeah, I've heard of Sarah. Bottom of the chat. Yeah, I'm hopefully convincing you. You know, don't get too crazy. You don't get the multi-tank syndrome. Oh, okay. So bottom of the chat. So you're saying that maybe FX2 might be the route to go instead with me and Buna, because I'm gonna heavily stock this tank. I'm gonna add wave makers to it to alleviate aggression. Like this whole tank is going to be, other than adding more rocks and redecorating before I add the other ones. Um, so bottom of the chat, are you saying maybe I should just do the FX2 instead to make it easier? Because there's two hang in the backs that you guys, if you're watching, and they're just this is my very first Mbuna tank that I used to have upstairs, and I got moved it downstairs when I did my whole basement rearrangement. If you guys are still with me on this and you haven't watched those of me moving my fish tanks from upstairs to downstairs and redoing this whole entire basement fish room, I think you guys should check it out. It's pretty sweet. But bottom of the lake, I'm gonna go feed the fish. Um, if you guys are watching, hope it's a good angle, and I hope these guys all come out and eat like crazy. But when I come back out, I'll take a look at the chat, and like you said, I know you said 407, and I don't mind the 307, but yeah, it is kind of a pain in the ass to take that top part off a little bit. So it's different. But I guess we'll see. Um, yeah. All right. I'm gonna go feed these guys. Hopefully they'll come out. Oh yeah, and before I forget to tell you guys, I feed these guys mostly North Fin veggie, a little bit of North Fin premium, and then a little bit of those cichlid flakes from Tetra. Just as a nice mixture for these guys as well, but mostly veggie. Wow, these guys came out pretty good, and I'm really happy about that. Yeah, I really like the FX series for filters. Bottom of the chat. Maybe I should just start calling you Mike B. If I saw you in person, I wouldn't be calling you bottom of the chat. Yeah, it's multi-tank syndrome. It's like a disease. It is for me. I think the one short I came out with recently, whenever I did all my water changes, um, I mentioned how many gallons and how many tanks in one day or something like that. I remember. not enough. Multi-tank syndrome will latch on you, and you never know what happens from there. I'm really glad the Imbuiness came out for you guys to see. This has been an ongoing issue that I've had with these guys. This has been one of the most challenging tanks I've had. If I stand like at a distance and stuff, I think during feeding time and stuff, it helps. But anytime otherwise, whenever I'm coming down here just to do maintenance, or if I have guests come over or anything like that, they'll all hide into their little corners and crevices that they claim. And I've had some fish deaths, and I don't know if they're aggression related or if it's just because I've had because the one that died I had for a long time. And sometimes the electric blue Jahanis, they have a little bit of an bad rap for aggression. So I don't know if that's the case, or maybe the Eratus is just trying to be the tank boss of everybody. The sucky part about it is every time I've had an issue with this tank, I have never been actually down here to witness anything. So I've been trying to spend more time just sitting in front of this tank or helping with live streams too. Like that's the reason why I ought to do more live streams in front of this tank, so I can kind of keep an eye on things and see if I see anything. All right, I'm gonna start calling you Mike B. So I apologize, because if I met you in person, I'm not going to see like, hey, bottom of the chat. So, whenever I see you in the future and on your live stream, I'll just call you Mike B. I'm just used to saying the names that's like that I first see, and that just happens to be that habit that I do. But yeah, nice to see you on here, and everybody else, of course, that's still with me. It looks like there's 6, and one of them technically is my wife because I'm using her phone, so probably 5. But I hope this shows up on the shorts feed, and I hope this works really well. This is my first vertical stream, and I know it's kind of odd to do it, especially if you're watching on a TV or a computer. It's not really viewer savvy, it's more phone savvy. But yeah, I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. Black Dark, welcome in. I'm about an hour into this live stream, and you missed it all. Hi and bye. Yeah, because I wanted this to be only about an hour because I got other stuff to do today. So anyways, whoever's still left here in the chat and watching or listening in, I appreciate you guys coming in. Never mind. Let me, oh, one last thing before I go. I will show you here this is my cabinet with all my live stream stuff and where I keep it whenever I'm not using it. But this is a Haiger light. So this is kind of like our preview for you guys. I'm doing a video and I'm currently editing it, and I should get done with it by today or tomorrow. So if you guys, I'll get to a better spot here to talk to you guys for a little bit before I go. And get a good lighting spot for you. I'll leave you guys with a few notes before I go. Let me get my wife's camera, or my wife's phone. Here we go. I got a good idea. Why not sit in front of the dragon blood cage? Might be a little bright. Let's see what I can do. Let's see if I can get a good angle here. Move it down a little way so that way you don't get that light in your face. How about that? What do you think? Okay, so I'm doing a... Oh, thanks, Red Laser. Appreciate it. One of my fishes died years ago, says Black Dark. What fish was that? Or is it, you're just saying the hobby, or just saying like a fish? Let me know. Thanks, Mike B. Thanks, Dixon Designs. I'm going to go here in a few minutes, but I'm going to leave you guys with a few things to know before I go. I'm doing, like I said, a video of that Haiger light. they got a hold of me through Instagram, and I've been messaging them with email back and forth, and they sent me that light, and they partnered with me to do a sponsor for them, and I was honored for that. I've never done that before, so I was very honored to receive this light from them, to advertise, do a video about it, and I'm still working on it, but it should be done within the next day or two, and I should be posting it by the weekend. So that's something to look forward to if you guys are looking into wanting to get a different light for an aquarium. Mike says just bought some pool filter sand to clean and replace the gravel with the 110 tall, smaller cichlid tank. You're showing a live stream? Okay, cool. That's what this is. This is pool filter sand. I got it on Amazon. It's on that one and on the grow out tank. Look at these guys. They're watching the live stream too. I mean, all of these guys are right up against the glass. Why do you think I love this tank so much? Crazy. But anyways, that's the first thing I wanted to do, is to let you guys know about. And thanks, Elishan. Black Dark, yes, okay. Only 7 fish, okay. Well, sorry to hear about that. Maybe you can bounce back from it and still stay with the hobby, because that's my goal here for you guys, is try to keep you guys in the hobby, and to tempt you guys to buy some African cichlids. Where am I located? Are you talking about me, I'm assuming? Elishan? I guess I'll wait for you to respond here. But anyways, that light I'll come out with here soon. The next thing is, if you guys are available tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be, okay, so I'm in Canton, Ohio. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, Mexicali. Everyone, I'm just trying to let everybody know that I'm going to be on his live stream. I believe for the guys who arrived late on this stream today, we're going to try to figure out something beforehand to maybe do a simultaneous stream, I guess, so both me and him can be on it. But we're kind of going to get together. We've been texting back and forth, so we're going to try to get together and figure that out before we go live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be with Mexicali. So I'm very honored and very privileged to be on with him. I know he's been around for a little bit longer, probably a lot longer than me, on YouTube. Yeah, Football Hall of Fame. I'm actually not too far from it. Someone said something about, red laser, yeah. So here's the back of the shirt. I'm in the process too of creating more shirts that are going to be relative to this and very similar to this too. See you, Black. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Black Dark. But yeah, that's the two things I want to mention is I'm going to hopefully do release that light. It's going to be this weekend, probably more like Friday, Saturday, and then I'm going to be with Mexicali tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then hopefully do a live stream over the weekend at some point too, as like a normal, because this is my first time doing a vertical, so I'll do a normal live stream next time. And I think I'm going to use StreamYard, because I've been using OBS. Yes, I am familiar with the Ohio Cichlid Association. That is where I met Ben Ochart, and that's where I got some free samples of that Northfin food. So that's where I went. So I'm thinking if the LLC doesn't work out, then, or if it doesn't thrive like I want it to, then that's probably where I'm going to go to next, is to go to those meets and just bring in the fish as they get bigger. Current viewers 8, max viewers 15, all-time max viewers 15. Hey, if you guys like, that's a thing, right, for these vertical live streams, that you can like them. I think so. I see the little like up there. Maybe I can push it. Like my own stream. Yeah, if you guys, it looks like I did it with my wife's phone, so. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get going. Um, okay, a lot of people use StreamYard because it seems like it's pretty user friendly and it's simplistic too. OBS is like the god of live streams. Like you have to figure out all these terminologies and all the different ways around it. I'm still learning with it, and I've only been using it for like a month or so. Yep, I got it. um, so yeah, I think I'm going to start using StreamYard for a little bit to kind of get used to that. And I want to be able to. One thing I have not figured out with OBS, and one thing that it seems to be pretty easy with StreamYard, is you can invite people on your streams, which I've done that with Salient. You send a link throughout the chat, and then you can hit that link, and you can go into the back room, and then he'll bring you into the live stream. So I think that's pretty sweet. So I want to start doing that, and I don't know how to do that with OBS yet, but it seems like super simple to do with the StreamYard. Mike B, before I go, well, never mind. I'll ask him. So, is it pronounced Jorge, or do people just call him George? Because I've heard both versions, and I don't know. I was going to ask him that too personally, and I'm still going to ask him regardless. But like, I didn't want to like mispronounce his name, But I thought like that you pronounce it Jorge, but maybe it's George. Because I've actually in my lifetime I've met a couple people with the same name, and they're okay with either or. Trying to remember what inline hose filter people were suggesting on one of the live streams about 2 weeks ago. Big chore for an old woman. Okay, so Mike, I guess then I'm okay with either. I mean, I should be good with either then. So if I call him George, he'd probably be okay with that because that's, I'm from, I'm United States, grew up in Ohio all my life. So if I call him George, I would assume that would work. I'm still going to ask him, but I appreciate the feedback. It means a lot. Salient, you're late. You must be at work or something. I just did a whole live stream, Salient, on feeding all my fish between upstairs and downstairs in the fish room. Okay, Salient. Hey, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Like, I've been wanting to go around each individual tank, show them what I'm feeding, and how I do each individual tank. God, I cannot remember where I bought those fish from. It's an online tropical. I keep going back to KG Tropicals. I know that's not it. It's not Tropical Paradise. Oh, man, I can see that horizontal oval logo, and I cannot think of it. Anyways, what is this work turd? Or work turd? Work word? I mean, work is kind of a turd sometimes. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, work can be somewhat of a turd, but I mean, what was with this work? I mean, gotta take a break every once in a while. He's on island time. Oh my gosh, thank you, Alishan. Imperial Tropicals, thank you so much. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. But yeah, the Mbunas that I have in quarantine for 30 days, they're like in their 20-something day of quarantine. But I got them from Imperial Tropicals. I'm in the process of making a video for that too, but it's just been busy. But that's where I got them from. You are a lifesaver. Imperial Tropicals, I had my very first experience of buying fish online, and I'm going to say that in my video whenever I get done with it too, but like, it was a very good experience, and all the fish are happy, they're healthy, they're thriving, they're colored, they're eating well, and they're just about done with their quarantine before I put them in the main tank. But thank you so much. I've been trying to think of that this whole entire live stream, and it just like tip of the tongue. Thanks, Salient. Everybody else, if you get a chance to like it, I appreciate it. My goal by the end of the week, hopefully the weekend, and maybe the video that I'm coming out with my 24/7 full spectrum light that I was given to from Higer to do a review on. I'm hoping by either this weekend or I think that was the third thing I was going to mention to you guys before I go is hopefully, like if I do a live stream this weekend with me, I'm going to do it on StreamYard and do the links and try to invite people in because hopefully this will help too. But I'm trying to think of all these different ways now that I got some time off work to get to 500 subscribers because my watch hours is like this close. And I have 430 something subscribers right now. So if you guys know anyone that likes fish keeping or know anyone that would enjoy watching my channel, then let them know, and I appreciate it. Because my goal by this weekend is try to get to that 500 so I can end the watch hours too. And that's why I'm going to do the live stream. So if you guys know anyone that would be able to subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Because my goal is to try to get to that 500 by this weekend. I think that would be cool as like a little personal goal. Yeah. Salient, I don't have any mods yet. I don't know how to do that. Do I do that on the, can you tell me how to do that real quick before I go, Salient? Because I would love for you to be a mod. I think you deserve it, you know, and anyone else who wants to be a mod too, that's fine. I mean, some of the YouTubers, I think actually Jorge, whatever, I think he actually makes everybody a mod so that way if someone wants to go on their channel, they can just click it and it makes it easy. So he makes everybody a mod. All right, so if I tap on your name, let me see here in the chat. Let me see here. Name, add as moderator. Do you want to be a managing moderator or a standard moderator, Salient? Which one do you want? Managing moderator, here we go. Bam. Salient is now managing moderator for your channel. Perfect. Oh, sorry to hear about that, Black Dark, about your goldfish. Hey, Salient, you're blue now. And you got a wrench. You are now part of the moderation community for price tag aquariums. Mike was saying that if you all go to the Clash in Morgantown, PA, I'll see you there. Cool. And Mike, is that where you're from? Is from PA then, I'm assuming? Oh, geez. Of course it works that way, Mike. Yeah, that wrench looks good on you, Salient. I think it's cool because you even moderate for Ben Ochart, and I always think that like, wow, he must be he's getting up there in the world. So now that you're moderator for Price Tag Aquariums, I mean, your subscribers, your watch time hours. I mean, that's awesome. Oh, Virginia Beach. Oh, okay, cool. What's the weather like in Virginia Beach, Mike? Is it nice? Because it's about 70s right now, but it's rainy. We had mid 80s the last 2 days, and it was hot and humid. I mean, the moisture in Ohio is just ridiculous sometimes. Especially in the springtime when it gets hot, it's just ridiculous. Oh, okay, that's cool, Alishan. So we're all kind of like East Coast. Salient's East Coast. Black Dark, he says he's not black in real life, I swear. I don't know what to say to that, except for thanks for coming in. Do you do live streams, Black Dark, by chance? Because, you know, you got to prove it. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to. Micah said it's 80 right now. Okay. You live probably, well,
Virginia Beach. I was trying to think of how close that was to, like, so you probably, like, that would be like the ocean. I don't want to sound dumb, but like I'm just assuming that you have a really good view of the ocean, which would be awesome, because that sounds like a great place to live, like right near Virginia Beach. Red Laser says, Mike, you're much more reserved than Maritza. I'm not sure what that means, but maybe he does. But yeah, every time I say that, you know, I'm about ready to leave the chat, more people come in, and then I end up hanging around longer. It's almost 11:30 my time, and for most of you guys here too. Before I go, is there anything else that you guys want to know before I leave? Because I think I mentioned 3 things. The live stream with Mexicali at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So the second thing was the Hydra Light that I'm going to release this weekend early and get finished up this week. And then 3 is I want to try to make it to 500 subscribers and get on live at some point this weekend too. 3, not 4. I don't know why I had 4 fingers up. 3. 12 miles. Mike is 12 miles inland from the beach. But yeah. 1 hour live stream is now. It always happens. Even with my live streams, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm going to go. And then here I am 2 hours in. This time, I'm really going. So, but see you later, everybody, for coming in. Like I said, if you know anyone that can help me reach that 500, Mexicali tonight at 8, and that Higer video I'm going to come out with soon. So Mike B, Black Dark, Red Laser, Eleshan, Salient if you're still here, and anybody else in this live stream that I happen to miss. Dixon Designs. Let's see if I go through this scrap. Empire, Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane. Who else here? Just going through the chat. I think I mentioned Red Laser, I believe. But anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I know it's a work day. Thank you, Salient, for including that link. That's awesome. I appreciate it. That was my most recent update video of everything. I think it's a pretty short video, so nothing too crazy, but one of my future plans and stuff. So, but thanks again. Bye, everybody. I'm going to go hang out with the wife and daughter and spend the day with them. Then I'm going to edit my video later. We just got our pool open, so mod work, Salient. Get them guns. See, guys, stop. This is why whenever you guys are commenting, and then I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go, and then you guys make me want to stay because you guys are fun to hang out with. Yeah, exactly. So all the good fun stuff is at the bottom of the chat, and then it makes me want to stay longer. It's just like saying, just one more thing before I go. Salient, stop. You're at work. Shouldn't you be busy working? I'm just kidding. You guys can hang out as long as you want. It'll only take a few minutes. Can I just have a second of your time? I'll just take a second or 2 of your time. It'll be quick. Wait! Before you go, I want to talk to you about filters. Guys, I filtered this. Oh, wait, hang on. One last thing before I go. Let's talk about the debate about, I just had it. Let's talk about the debate about rinsing out your media and filtration in tap water. It'll only take a few minutes of your time. And it won't ruffle any feathers. I'm just kidding. We're not going to get into that. Thank you, Salient, for being a moderator. Thank you, everybody else. I tried to get everybody in. Under gravel filters, yeah. Midwest, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we could talk for hours about that. All I can say is, go to Salient's page, go to Primetime Aquatics, because he's the guy to talk to about that, Jason, if you guys watch any of his videos, because he's a biochemist about that. But bye, everybody. Thanks again. You guys are... Mike, don't keep me going. That's another thing I was going to do is one of these days I'm going to do a full live stream water change too. That's another thing that I'm going to do in the future as well. But yeah, anyways, thanks again. You guys are the best. Let's see if we can get to that 500 subscribers. Salient, thanks for being a moderator. Stop. I will chat. Stop. No, keep going, See you guys. Take care. Have a wonderful hump day. And get over that hump, and it'll be on the upside from here on out. Take care. Be safe. Be happy. Be healthy. And I will see you guys on the next one. We'll see you tonight at 8. I expect it. Yep, you're right, Red. That's my goal too. Leave everybody with a smile. Everyone have a fun time. It's great to see you guys smile, laugh, have a good time. That's. I had a good laugh. I had a good fun time with this. So be safe, be happy, be healthy. See you guys at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with Mexicali. Don't forget, and we'll see you soon. Bye.